Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Hello, hello.
I actually pressed the record button, so there'll be no questions that we are recording indeed.
I mean, I am glad because last time we went quite some time without.
14 minutes.
14
It was
minutes.
my fault, but I thought I hit the button.
Neither of us noticed, so it's okay.
That's why you should learn to control the roadcaster.
I don't want to. That is like so intimidating to me.
It's very intimidating. We're going to label it. Remember, we need to do our labels. We were just having some...
Go ahead.
Did you get stuff for your label maker?
No, but I found the label maker.
Oh, that's good. So now order the...
I got like the
stuff.
first step down. Right. I
Nice.
need to order labels.
We had a little powwow about our podcast before this.
We did.
We're very excited to have listeners and viewers, and we're in this for the long haul, so we were trying to make some plans.
So we're trying
making our cast better.
We're trying to figure out if, for the few people that watch us on video, because there are some of you that watch us on YouTube, we're discovering that you can watch video. Not discovering, we've known this already, but you can watch video through other avenues, right? Like
our host is Podbean.
Right. And if you listen to us on Spotify, you can also watch video on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain avenues that you can watch it through other ways. So we're like trying to see if...
Just maximize.
Right. If it would be better to go that route. And so we'd love some feedback. If you want to send us some messages.
YouTube is simple, but
I
it's
would
really
be
not
curious,
an extra step.
How are you listening to us?
Yeah. What are you using?
What are you utilizing to listen to us? I would really like to know that, actually. What?
Spotify.
You're listening to us on Spotify.
Spotify.
So you are not listening to us on Apple.
Correct.
Okay.
But we are on Apple.
We are on Apple now because
I used to use Apple exclusively, but Joe Rogan switched to Spotify, so now.
Oh, because Joe Rogan is on Spotify. That's why Tom is on.
He loves him some Joe
Well,
Rogan.
we're basically like the female versions
We're
of Joe
the
Rogan.
same. We're the
He
same.
probably is going to want to have us on his show now.
We're the same. We're definitely at the exact same level as Joe Rogan.
For sure.
For sure. Obvi.
Obvi. Oh, gosh.
Whatever.
Teen lingo. They speak their own little language.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of, so I had to take, so we went up to New York to ski this past weekend, and I had to take Kristen's kids in the car because we had to go up in like shifts, kind of like when everyone was like done with school or done working or whatever. So I took 6 kids, 3 of my 3 and 3 of her 4, and talk about teen lingo. Like, I can't.
Isn't it funny?
It's just to listen to their conversations, hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
They are
and then they
quite
sucked you
interesting.
into Chick-fil-A.
They did suck me into Chick-fil-A. Seriously, why? Like, so, oh my God.
It's not hard to sucker you into anything that's fun, though.
No, I'm pretty willing to, like, let them get whatever they want. And then we stopped at the gas station, and, I mean, like, $100 at Chick-fil-A, probably $50 at the gas station. I'm like, seriously, you guys? Like,
Well, we instilled a new rule. So when we're out to eat or on vacation, we're not buying drinks.
okay, so that was clearly after. Right?
Yes, but they probably...
Because they were like, milkshakes.
Yeah, we're not doing drinks because we just discussed it's not even about the money, but that immediately saves us like $30 every time we go
Easily.
out. It's about, like, you don't need the stuff. Like, if you're in the middle of the day, you don't need 5 Cokes. Like,
There's
sandwich
just no
or
reason
Coke
for
all
it.
day long.
There's no reason for it. But it really does save you a lot of money.
It
actually.
does. But it's even about principle of, like, teaching them. Yeah, it's not about spending the money, but it's about teaching the kids that you can immediately save $30 and you drink your Coke at home before you go out to eat.
Correct. Although
And you don't need 3
I will
Cokes.
say I'm blown away. I went to go buy Diet Coke the other day at Heinen's.
Papa's expensive.
$8.69 for a 12-pack.
And it's terrible for us.
Are you
We shouldn't be
kidding me?
drinking it.
I know, but I love it.
I occasionally do too.
I love a Diet Coke.
Well, we
It's
bought Diet Coke at Tops in our little ski trip town.
Yes, and it was actually on sale there. It was cheaper there. But anyways, so we had a nice little ski trip this weekend. Kristen and I skied together. We had a nice little time. And
didn't break my knee?
Nobody, no major. Campbell did have a close major injury. She took a little
Oh
spill.
my gosh. Literally, I'm waiting for the school. Thank heavens it's long sleeve season because they're going to think we abuse our child.
Honest to God. Like, she
Her
is
arm.
so banged up.
I said, honestly, I think you're lucky you didn't break your arm.
She probably is the way she hit, yeah.
She tried to do a rail. Here's the thing with girls.
This is the thing with anyone, though. If you are questioning your limitations and you have tried something and you feel that, you know what, maybe this isn't for me.
You've tried multiple times and not succeeded.
Know your limitations.
Campbell does not know her limits.
Know your limitations. And don't feel that because
Pressured?
someone else is telling you to do something
AKA
that you
Sam.
have to do it.
I always joke and say that Sam's trying to kill her, but like, they do push each other, so that's nice. But I'm like, you have to know when to stop.
She really wanted to.
She skied
to
for
try.
8.5 hours.
And that probably wasn't the right time of day to do it either. Like she was
She went
tired.
to the terrain park
Right.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. She was
Like, I left them.
She was tired.
She was tired and she just couldn't do it. Let's just, like, maybe next year. But she continued to try, hit her head pretty hard.
She actually could have gotten really hurt.
She hit her head, and I don't think that was the worst part. I think she also hit her leg and she hit her elbow, and that was the worst. The head was just the easiest thing to complain about. But her body is abused, and then she has to go to basketball.
Right.
So
The day they get home.
this is why you say no to doing all the crazy rail things.
Right.
But I really wanted to do it.
Sometimes
At
we
what
just
cost?
need to know our limitations.
Yes.
So.
All part of raising teenagers.
Yeah, I
You
mean
don't want
that's
them
a
to
lot
have
of that.
limits, but you do have physical limits.
Well, that's life lessons. Like I try to tell my kids, they're like, "Mom, come ski more, come ski more," and it's like, I learned to ski much later in life than most people, and I'm not a very good skier at all. Like,
Well, you're just in pizza mode.
I literally-
pizza for you not skiers, or when you literally make your skis look like a slice of pizza,
Yeah.
the triangle.
I literally just
pizza
pizza
French
down
fry.
the hill. Like,
pizza
that's what
French
I do.
fry. You're just
But-
pizzaing. Last year you weren't. You were actually, using the mountain.
I did a little better. I skied with our friend Carrie a little later on in the day, and I did a little bit better with her doing, because I feel like you need to be reminded, like, constantly. It's a bad habit to get into, but I did okay. I can get myself
fine.
down a hill. That's most
You
important.
pizza better than me.
I can get myself down. So, but you get nervous as you get older, and it's like, I'm tall. Skiing is not for tall people also. Like, I will tell you what, I'm far away from the ground. Like, my kids are like,
That's what you learn when
short.
you're little.
You learn when you're little because you have no fear, and you're not very far from the ground to fall. So, yeah,
I learned how to ski as a teenager because we didn't, grow up as close to ski resorts as here in Northeast Ohio. But I used to do all the things.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared at all.
I mean, my
I hurt my knee,
7-year-old.
and I'm terrified I'm going to hurt it again.
Yeah, I mean, my 7-year-old is like going to be a phenomenal skier because he, has learned at a younger age, and he
It's awesome.
has no fear. And when you're older, you have fear. Like, oh, if you're 40 years old and you get hurt, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna.
Believe me, I know.
You know what I mean? Like that could potentially be a lifelong injury versus like Campbell's injuries that she has right now. She will feel better in a week. If Kristin or I had that same injury, that would be ski ending. Like,
And we still have
done.
to do all the household stuff.
Correct. You still have to go to work. You still have to continue on with your daily routines. You can't say, "Oh, I don't feel good. I'm going to lay down now because I'm hurt." So as an adult, you have a lot more responsibility, I think. So you're much more conscientious of that.
Yes.
So I do pizza down a hill because I'm deathly afraid.
But I feel like that's more difficult than
I'm fine
what
with
I
it.
do.
I'm good. Hey, I did not fall. I was fine. I made my way. It was all good. I did fine. I did great. I did a few runs with my
we had
kids.
good food,
Had good food. Had a great time.
good friends.
That's all that mattered. So it
There's
was
some good pictures. We'll post some on our
we had
Mismatch
a really
podcast
nice trip.
page.
So that's what but I was saying though, now it's like, okay, so that was like probably our last ski trip. Obviously, well, that was definitely my last time out for the year. But like now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for spring. Tomorrow's March.
She says,
It's March 1st.
"When can I open my pool?"
Can I open the pool? Like, I'm over winter, and this was such a mild winter. I can't even complain. But I almost,
snow.
that's what I was gonna say. I almost wish if we're gonna have the cold, let's just have the snow. I hate the yuck, the rain, the in between.
The mud, the dogs bring in the house.
40-degree temperatures are the devil to me. Like, I want spring of 60s and beautiful, or I want snow of 25 and cold and bundle up and be, toasty inside. So I'm going to need something like that. Nothing in between. I'm ready to open my pool. Let's open it.
I'm all for it. You just have to turn on the heater.
That's called a hot tub.
Yeah, and then I'll be in. We have one of those. We're not in that as much as we should be. But speaking of time and teenagers, we were also briefly commenting on this, that I don't feel like, and Bill says time is relative, right? We all have to carve things into our schedules. But I sometimes don't feel like I have time to do things I want to do. Like time to work out.
This is a huge issue because I use time to work out as an excuse to not work out. And I feel like when I get into the mentality, like if I work out for a few
Dana's
days.
got a friend who's challenging her to a weight loss competition.
She is. But I feel like if I work out for like a week straight and I get into that like groove, once you get into that groove, you're good. You're in it.
Kind of the adrenaline.
Right. And then it's easy to carve it into your day. It's easy to say, I cannot do anything else in my day until I get that in. But like, it's the getting started. I'm struggling to get started.
I got started lifting weights with Tom. The time does not work for me. The time of the day did not work for me because that's like
so what would be like your best time of day? Like if you could have an ideal
in the
time
morning.
of day.
Wake up, get it done, knock it out first.
I would agree.
So you want to do it at 7:30, 8 o'clock?
You don't even wake up at 7:30.
7:30. Yeah, Tom's talking to me about schedule. It would have to be morning because I would take the kids to school and then I could come straight here and lift.
Tom said, do you want to do it at 7:30? Let me tell you how many days a week that man is out
Tom
of bed at 7:30.
Tom would do that because Tom is dedicated to his workout.
I really don't. I mean, he would do it at like maybe 8 or 8:30.
That
the
doesn't
man
work for me.
does not get out of bed at 7:30.
I have to get it done on my way home so then I can just like move on with my day.
Right. Like
Because this leads into the whole like if everybody pitches in at the house, I would save that extra hour. But if someone would help unload the dishwasher, load the dishwasher,
Correct.
all the things the kids are supposed to do and do a fairly good job, but not really help fold the laundry.
No
the kids in our
one-
house right now are all talking about, well, not Campbell, but Jack, Parker, and Sam, how they're going to do their own laundry. Great. Do your own laundry. They don't feel like, Jack feels like he doesn't need to do it till he needs it. But then I'm like, you have the whole process to go through. And I feel like that's too many loads of laundry. If each kid did their own laundry, like collectively, we have enough for a load every day. So it's done.
So we have enough.
Jack would rather spend an entire day doing laundry than doing a little bit at a time.
So my goal normally is, so as a family, there's 5 of us, and as a family, with what we wear every day because my kids refuse to rewear pajamas, I think I already told you guys about this, between
3 to 4 times,
Right.
they say it's fine.
between pajamas
If
and
you
whatever
shower
we
before
wore.
you go to bed. We've got people in our house who go and run and don't take showers before they go to bed, which I think is gross.
I think I have a 7-year-old that we all know.
that means your sheets are dirty, and I don't like it. I like clean sheets.
I would agree.
Sweaty.
This is interesting. I went to go change the sheets the other day. This was like last Thursday. And I go to like take Sam's sheets off his bed. And I realize, you guys, he sleeps on top of the sheets. Like,
So you wash the comforter. and
so
like all
I'm
the
like,
things
do
he
I
sleeps
wash the
on.
comforter? Like, this is like very confusing for me. I was like, Sam, I think you're sleeping wrong. But no, so I have enough in my household for every single day with just what we wore the previous day for a load of clothes.
I'm sorry.
What?
I can't even like read what the text message that just came through on my phone. Maybe I'll be able to in a couple of weeks or maybe next week. I can't discuss it right now, but I cannot even believe what I'm reading coming from my husband.
Oh my.
Okay, we'll have to move on. I'll maybe be able to share it next week.
Oh
I don't
my.
know.
Okay.
It involves kids, and I can't talk about it until we've discussed it personally first.
Oh,
so.
lovely. Well,
Look, I'm literally having heart palpitations.
Oh my.
This is not good. I mean, you can read this. Just don't read it out loud because we have a policy. We won't talk about certain things about the kids
Well,
on the air before we discuss it.
Oh, okay. We are not going to talk about that right now. So, anyways,
Did I say teenagers were easy and
They're
fun?
not.
They're not. They're not. Okay, back to what we're talking about.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Anyways, but I do want to talk about. So Campbell's doing this triple threat basketball training, which was great. Bill knows the guy. They went to high school together. And in fact, Bill wanted to go to the first practice because he knows the guy. And, they had fun catching up on their life. And so we walk into this Catholic church, a gym, this cute little basketball game going on. Girls, probably 10, 11. Bill originally said 7. I knew they were older, but it doesn't matter. Young girls. We walk into the gym. So there's about 15 girls and boys, teenager age, standing around. Crowds were full with the stands. Girls are playing. 1:36 left in the game. It's really cute. Watching these girls like dribble, but they're not good.
Right.
But this is how they get good.
Right.
It was just like, how they change. And so it's like 30 seconds 30 seconds left in the game and watching this one girl hits the other girl, I think trying to get the ball, but accidentally hits the player. And there was some race involved. The girls are having a great time, right? The little girl acts shocked, like, oh my gosh, like she didn't mean to hit the girl. They're playing basketball. Mom bolts onto the court. We're standing by the door. Runs onto the court. Says, "Are you beeping kidding me?"
Wow.
Other mom of the girl runs onto the court. They're like, rah, angry at each other. We're like, is this even happening? The little girl who hit the other girl runs crying to her mom in the stands. Then the one team comes running out. All the little girls are crying. Both teams, full-blown tears. Moms going at it on the court. Dads came out, didn't get involved. I will give it to the dads. Kind of pulled their wives away.
So sad.
Meanwhile, this is a church. And they erase the clock. Like the one coach gets his girls out of the gym. The parents all on the court. We're kind of laughing because we're like, is this happening in a church at a religious organization's basketball with 10-year-old girls?
That is so awful. Like, it is so
It was
awful.
funny, but it was sad.
Yeah,
like,
it's
we're like,
so
is this
sad.
really happening? And then all the high school girls are like, wow, this is pretty serious. Like, this is silly. And I'm like, keep it in mind because this happens in high school games too,
Yeah.
middle school games.
This
These
happened not
parents
too
are
long ago at a
intense.
middle school game. Like,
Yeah. So, my whole thing, my kids aren't going to college on full ride athletic scholarships. And while they're good at what they do, they're not going to be the next Michael
No,
Jordan.
this is for fun,
or-
and this is learning, team building.
It's about being a
and-
team.
Right.
Which still, I had a good conversation this weekend about how I was thinking to elite when I say that a high school basketball or soccer or football team should play as a team. They told me you're too high of a thinker to think that. They're kids, which is very true probably, right? It's hard for kids to get out of themselves and realize it's not just about me, it's about everybody.
I think it's hard for adults sometimes to think that.
And so, and I'm like, that's probably a true point, that it's too collegiate thinking that you need everybody on that team. I mean, it was just something. I'm like, this is why I don't like sports, because this is crazy.
Yeah, I think it's really, I think that that's really, really sad. And I think that, we hear about this more and more. And it's so frustrating to see. I mean, the words, it's just a game, really need to be reiterated.
But it's all good stuff. It's great for our kids to be active, athletic.
But take that passion and put it in the right direction. Gosh, that is not.
But they'd only understand. And I don't know.
I really, I have to assume that those parents are probably embarrassed after the fact, but too little, too late.
Plenty of people have hit my kid in a basketball game.
It
You're not going to
happens.
see me run. Actually, I did run on the court one time. I've ever talked about. Do you know why I ran on the volleyball court? Campbell played volleyball, and it was 7th grade, and the girl who just served the ball over the net served the ball, and then she turned around and puked.
Oh, gosh.
On the court. So she just passed her little German-fested ball to the other team. This is a girl on our team that threw up. The ball it was a great volley. It was probably the longest volley we'd had. I'm watching the the volleyball go back and forth. I'm oh my gosh, they're all going to have the flu. And so the coach is dealing with the girl that threw up, and I'm I've got Clorox wipes in my bag. I ran out, Clorox the ball. Another mom runs out and sanitizes everybody's hands, because on both teams, they're this is disgusting.
That is awful.
It was horrible. That is so gross. And the smell of vomit.
Oh, I'm surprised that it didn't start a domino effect,
Multiple people.
Yes. Ugh.
Yeah, so that's the one and only time I've ever run on the court for any athletic event, and that's probably the last time I'll do that too.
Oh.
But we do not have time to be sick. Everybody sanitize.
When we were
it was
driving
gross.
up to New York the other day, we had a full
I heard
car.
Joe got car sick.
Yes, so that's what I was gonna say. So we had a full car. My car holds 7 people, and it was
And your
myself.
car was cold, I hear. Why was your car
cold?
so cold? Campbell said Joe had to have it cold.
Oh, well, because he got car sick. So when you get car sick, you get
But he was in the back.
Yeah.
All the way in the back.
Yeah.
He probably should have moved up. It was probably an argument.
It was an argument. Okay. So
Probably was my kid, apparently.
we won't get into it. My kid was just as much at fault, so it's
Look
fine.
at that. If we're out of time, we've got like
Everything is fine.
4
Everything
seconds
is
left.
fine.
I'm sure it was one of my kids.
No. It was the girls wanted to
I
watch
have 4.
watch their show.
Oh, Outer Banks.
Yes, so
Season
they were
3
being
dropped.
difficult.
Ooh.
Yes, they were being difficult.
Friends.
So, all right.
Until next time.
Have a great one.
We're mismatched.
Bye.